The microculture I'll be talking about today is fishing. I've been fishing my whole life. I grew up with it. My dad taught me how to fish when I was little, and ever since that, I've been fishing to this day. My brother fishes, my little sister fishes, my dad fishes. Whole family fishes pretty much. I think this is a microculture because not a lot of people do this fishing, and I don't think they really want to do it or ever will want to do it because they think it's inhumane to the fish or to like wildlife because they think it hurts them. The characteristics of fishing is people who fish tend to usually wear some sort of camo, hat, jacket, pants, something. They wear boots, fishing vests, waders, pretty much things normal people won't wear. We tend to usually stay out fishing for long periods of time, even when we aren't catching fish. Uh, People who don't necessarily fish, they will get fed up and want to leave because they're not catching anything, they're getting bored. But people who fish a lot, they think it's fun even when they're not catching fish. We try to get all the people we can to fish, even if they never fished before. We try and bring them out and do any kind of fishing, whether it be in a pond, whether it be in a stream, river, ocean, whatever it is. Try to get people to fish, even if they don't like to do it. The beliefs and the values. People really fish for sport or to gather food. When you fish, it's time for like peace, quiet. You can relax, get everything off your mind. My beliefs that are if someone's fishing, if they're gonna eat it, they can keep it. But if they're not gonna eat it, throw it back. So other people can fish for it, and have the joy of catching the same fish. They also believe that we should all keep our water sources clean, and if there's something on the ground, a line, bait bags, wormhole, or anything, they I think pick it up and throw it away at the nearby garbage that pretty much all bodies of water have near them. Because if the water gets polluted, then we're not gonna be able to fish. They're gonna close off the properties to fish at, and no one's be able to fish, and it'll take away the joy and the relaxing people have from it. The behaviors of fishermen. Fishermen tend to be more relaxed and laid back because, like I said before, when you're fishing, it's nice and quiet, and you get your mind off everything, and all the stress just goes away, and you're just able to think about the water. You just hear the sounds of water. It's relaxing. Yeah, I think the stress out of life. The people that fish only really get mad when either they lose a fish or they get snagged. That's the only time they really tend to get mad. Other than that, it's really nothing a big deal. The traits of fishing. All fishermen are really friendly with each other. I've never been to a spot where someone has been talking bad or didn't want to talk to you or just was being plain out like just a bad person. Everyone's usually real friendly with each other and don't really have anything against another person. Even if you don't know each other, we still end up talking to each other somehow, asking how their day was, something. We're all really friendly with each other. We don't keep secrets either. If we ask oh, what'd you catch today? They're like, oh, I caught this many, X amount. We'll tell them where we caught them, what we caught them on, and it helps out too because you can go to the store, get what they got, and then hopefully you can go out, catch the same amount, catch whatever they call. Also, if someone needs a hand, if they have a fish on and they need someone to scoop it up with a net, they'll ask. No one ever really has a problem with doing that, so they'll get it. They'll stop. They'll scoop the fish for them. It's just, you lend a hand. Everyone's real nice to each other, so it's nothing that it's nothing people really think random people do with each other. You make friends through it. The interesting facts that I have are an average person spends $1,261 on fishing each year. I do believe that. I spent a lot of money fishing on poles, reels, line, weights, hooks, baits, pretty much anything you think of, clothes, waders, boots. You need new boots every year because they all get worn out. With sport fishing, all fish that are caught are thrown back. That's for sport. If you're gathering, then you're going to keep the fish and you're going to eat it. 1 million Americans spend an average of 17 days fishing a year, which I think I do more than 17 days of fishing. So I go out as much as I can, whenever I have free time, because I just love to go out there, catch fish whenever I can. There are 27,000 fish species worldwide, and 6,000 of those live in Australia. This is a fun fact of Australia, I guess. But around here, like what I usually fish for is bass, trout. You can go for sunnies if you're not that experienced with fishing. There's catfish, carp, striped bass that are seasonal. There's really a lot of different types of fish around here. You just gotta know what baits to use, what line, because if you catch a big fish, the line's gonna break. You gotta have certain types of poles, because the poles will break if it's too big of a fish. Right hooks. Catfish around here, and pretty much everywhere, they have 27,000 taste buds, where humans only have 9,000 taste buds. Catfish are a fun fish to catch because they fight hard, but they like smell, so you have to use certain baits that smell, and that's why they have all those taste buds. Once they smell it, they will taste it, and they'll grab the hook and they'll take it long. There's really two major types of fishing. There's sport and commercial. Sport is what I already talked about. It's catch and release or catch to eat. Commercial fishing is more like for big business industries where they sell fish, like chain restaurants or supermarkets. That's all for commercial fishing, or like the restaurants on the beach. All those restaurants get fish from local commercial fisheries that just go out and catch fish. They buy it from them. For sport fishing, there's fly fishing, which is it just grew to be big. The first fishing was spear fishing, and after that it was net fishing, and then now there's spinning fishing and fly fishing. Like I said, spinning fishing was the one before fly fishing that everyone did. It's just a regular spinning rod. Fly fishing is more of a technique you have to do. It's more on the wrist, more on the arms, more movement. That's a whole different setup. That's a whole different rod, whole different reel, whole different line. There's more to that, to fly fishing. Smaller hooks, all a bunch of different things, techniques. Like with baits, there's all different types of baits, and they range from the real worms, fake worms, different color worms, sparkles and worms, weird names to the fake worms. There's things called minnows, which are they're little tiny fish, and you can catch fish with other smaller fish, because that's just what they do, and so they do in their lives. You got spinners, which are range from anything you throw in the water, start reeling constantly, throw in the water, reel constantly. They're colorful. They're gold plates. There's silver plates. There's rainbow plates. And that all shines in the water depending on what the water type is, cloudy, clear, whatever it may be. For bass, there's jigs, poppers, spinners, all different. You can really, you have a variety of stuff for all sorts of fish. Yeah, I think that fishing is a good microculture. I think more people should be into it. I think that it could grow more than it already is. I feel like more people should be able to fish, because it does take your mind off things, it relaxes you. It's a fun thing to do. It's a good thing. You can bring your friends out, bring family out, bring grandma out. It's a thing anyone can do. Yeah, I feel like more people should be able to do this, and just not the people that are already doing it. So it should grow. So yeah, that's about it.